I rolled my R there. Was that good for you? Okay. I just sniffed into the microphone too. I hope that was equally as pleasant. All right. So I'm not going to spend tons of time doing lots of examples on this. This is just a big review, trying to prepare you for our test coming up. If you need extra help with some of these questions, please make sure that you check the other videos, the past videos that I've done, like any 7.2, 3, 4, or 5 should all help you with these. But like I said, this is a big review video, so I'm going to rely kind of on a lot of my past videos to do most of the work here. Anyway, in the meantime, let's talk about these level 1 questions. So a big trick here with sequences is sometimes it's hard to know if it's arithmetic or geometric. And then it's kind of tough to know how to find the difference or the ratio just by looking at it sometimes. So if you have a sequence and you know that it's arithmetic, in other words, you know it's adding some number every time and you don't know what that number is, question 1 says, if you don't know what the constant difference is just by looking at it, how would you figure it out? Well, I've kind of said this in the past videos. If you know that we're adding some number and you just don't know what that number is, and I'm not going to write this out because when I write things on here it looks stupid. So what you would do is you would pick any number and subtract the number before it. So put that in your own words. You pick any number or any term in the sequence and then subtract the number right before it. That's going to tell you what the constant difference is. Question 2, if you don't know what the constant ratio is just by looking at it, how could you figure it out? So let's say that you know that we're multiplying a number every time, you just don't know what it is. Well, what you could do is you could pick a term in the sequence and divide the number that comes before it. So pretty basic stuff going on there. And then number 3, how do you tell if a sequence is arithmetic or geometric? Well, if we are adding or subtracting a number every time, then it's arithmetic. If it's being multiplied or divided every time, then it's going to be geometric. So go ahead and put those in your own words. Oh, I did not do that on purpose. All right. I'm going to go ahead and just do 2 of these questions because, like I said, this is a review, and if you need some extra help, we've got my past videos. But if you've been keeping up with your homework and such, this review shouldn't be too challenging. I really hope it's doable for you. So here we go. Question 4. First thing we need to figure out is it arithmetic or geometric? Well, it looks like the numbers are kind of going up pretty constantly. It doesn't look like they're getting really big really fast or anything like that. So I'm going to guess it's arithmetic, and we're just going to discover. And then I'm going to say, okay, well, for me, it's kind of hard to think, how do I go from -2 to 4? So I'm going to check a different set of numbers. Well, it's really obvious going from 10 to 16 that I added 6 there. And then I can just double check, is it true that we're adding 6 every time? Well, yeah, -2 plus 6 is 4, 4 plus 6 is 10, and so on. So my constant difference, the constant difference, and I want you to put like a D or something, is going to be a 3. What? 6. Why did I say 3? Okay, so then the next thing we should do is write a recursive function. So the first number in the sequence is -2. To get the next number, we're going to look at the number before it and add 6. And since it's arithmetic, I know it's going to be f of x for the explicit function equals blank x plus blank. Now remember, the number next to the x is always your pattern. So in this example, we're adding 6, so this would be 6x plus the 0th number. So I need to subtract 6 from -2. So -2 minus 6 is -8. So my explicit function here is 6x plus -8, or you could write 6x minus 8 also, if that's what you prefer. Why don't I go ahead and do question 6 for you, and then we might call it good. Yeah, question 6. Okay, so if I look here, to go from here to here, we're either multiplying by 3 or subtracting 6. But as I go from here to here, I know that's definitely not subtracting 6, it's subtracting more than 6, but it is multiplying by 3. So I know that this is a geometric sequence here. And I know that the ratio, well, I just barely said it, we're multiplying by 3. If you didn't know that, you could take negative 27 and divide it by negative 9. So my recursive function, well, the first number in the sequence is negative 3. To get a new number, we want to look at the number before it, x minus 1, and multiply that by 3. So remember, the explicit function is going to look different. F of x is going to equal blank times blank to the x power. And the pattern always goes with the x. So this 3, the fact that we're multiplying by 3, is going to go right there. Then I need to find my 0th number. Well, if I'm multiplying by 3 to go this way, I'm going to divide by 3 to go that way, and I get negative 1. So negative 1 times 3 to the x power is my explicit function. Okay, so I just did an arithmetic sequence and a recursive, and a geometric sequence. Level 3 is the same, only I give you little pieces of information and you have to find the rest using your knowledge. So like look at the way that functions look. If you look here, can you tell me if that's arithmetic or geometric? Can you tell by looking at the recursive function what's happening there? And then use your calculator a lot. The calculator is going to do a lot of work for you. Now I often like fractions. And here's my rule. If I give you a fraction, then other things involved in the sequence needs to be with fractions. But if I give you a decimal, then you need to use decimals for the other things in that line. So just be aware that that's just kind of a rule of thumb that they do in math. If you're given a fraction, then you use fractions. And if you're given a decimal, then you use decimals. All right, you guys, good luck on your study, and please practice and prepare for your test. It's your second test this trimester, and I would really love for you all to do very well. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.